PS4 Pro, improved hardware, and 4.2 teraflops of computing power. This was the Death Stranding limited edition PS4 Pro with special front plate cover, an included Death Stranding disc version, still in its sealed box, and with a translucent PS4 DualShock 4 controller. Angular 3-layer design. It featured imprinted hands. You can actually see the continents hidden within them. And the controller is based off of the game when Norman Reedus holds a baby in his stomach with a blue, white, and orange LED running across the side to indicate power levels.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!
So I usually have it propped up just like this, but you can put it on its side with the PS logo vertically. You might need a little stand for it though. So you can buy those ones on Amazon for pretty cheap. We've got two USB 3.1 Super Speed Gen 1 ports in the front, which sometimes can't fit certain USBs or flash drives. They might get stuck, so there is a third USB 3.1 port in the back. So that one can take in any flash drive, no matter what its size is. A gigabit Ethernet port, a digital optical port, a camera port, an HDMI out port, AC plug-in. This is the DualShock 4 controller. This one has the translucent design that's based on Norman Reedus' baby. So you can see all the internals, the vibration motors, the circuitry. Kind of reminds me of the PS2 translucent controllers. Death Stranding is also printed on the controller. Very aesthetically pleasing. It's a very ergonomic controller. It can fit right into your hands of any size. Controller fatigue is not an issue here. Micro USB charging, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, an accessory external out where you can plug in certain accessories to enhance your gaming, like the back button, which Sony released right before they released the PS5. This also includes a gyroscope and an accelerometer and touchpad, which doubles for a button, so you can actually use it as a map as well. It's pretty sweet. And vibrations to boot. So this actually has Bluetooth 2.1 EDR, and this actually has 2.8 millisecond response time latency. So it's really, really responsive. Funny enough, if you plug it in wired mode, which they have a separate mode in the PS4 system, is only actually 10 milliseconds response time. The battery lasts me about 4 to 8 hours, sometimes 4 if you're really heavily gaming and you're using the vibrations, and maybe if you have the light bar fully bright. That might really tank the battery life, but sometimes you can get up to 8 hours, so 48 hours on this controller with an 800 milliamp battery. This controller can also be used on iPhone, Android, PC, Mac, and Linux. They already have drivers kind of built in, and even the iPhone, you just tap and hold the share and PlayStation button at the same time for a few seconds until it double flashes. So that means you're in pairing mode. I've used that quite a lot, and you can even use this for remote play on the iPhone or PC or whatever you want. So you can play all of your PS4 games right from your controller. You can also have up to 4 controllers connected to the PS4, so you can have some really good split screen gaming. So I bring my console with me all the time. The CPU had an x86 64-bit AMD Jaguar 8-core system, a custom GPU with 4.2 teraflops, as I said earlier, AMD Radeon graphics, with a GDDR5 8GB RAM, and all of the PS4 Pros included a 1 terabyte hard drive. And the PS4 Pro also included an extra gigabyte of RAM, so you can actually use 512 megabytes of background processing while you're gaming. So it's just much smoother when you go home and you try to chat with your friends, or you need to go to the store quickly or jump in another application. It's really smooth. I've got a 1080p TV, so I've only used the 4K modes when I go over to friends' houses or anything like that. And it actually includes a super sampling mode in the settings, which downscales 4K content, so 4K games, and makes it really sharp, which is really nice. And also a boost mode, which can boost all of your games if the developer hasn't patched it or not. That one is really nice to have, and it really just makes all of the PS4 games of the last generation very playable and super buttery smooth with no hitches. They do have games that are listed as PS4 Pro Enhanced, which the developer went in and updated it with a patch. Expect smoother frame rates, better performance, better visuals even. First-party titles regularly have that though, so when you pick up a Sony game, you're gonna get the best experience. Indie games, it has it all. This little machine has great AAA games.
I'm here. Why did you bring me here? Hello? Anyone here?
Its weak points. We can use it against him.
And it has 4K streaming built in. Surprisingly, it only included a regular Blu-ray player and a DVD player, so you can play just your regular 1080p Blu-rays in there. It'll only work for streaming, so not through your discs. You can stream any movie, rent, buy, Netflix, Disney Plus, Crave TV. It also includes the Media Player app, which they finally added maybe a year or two after launch, which can play most of your movies, TV shows, whatever. It can't play H.265 video yet. Maybe the PS5 can. PS4 can play H.264, MKV, not MKVHD, MKV formats. Plug it in the front USB ports or the back, and you can start watching your legally downloaded torrents. It's full on like party modes. You can chat on the system. Most PS3 games you can stream on PS Now, which is like $12.99 a month Canadian. Or you can get the year maybe, and it might be a little more than PS Plus, which is sometimes like $60 a year or so. You can also remote play on this thing, so you can take the controller and remote play from your PC or where have you. And with the PS4 Pro, you can stream up to 1080p 60 FPS. That's a big advantage if you want to get the Pro. You do get little subtle features that are really convenient when you start playing games. You can also screen record on this thing, and you can screenshot. You can screenshot up to 4K and 1080p 30 FPS video. I don't know why it's 60 FPS. There's also a really nice PS app, which they finally made from the ground up for iPhones and Androids. Load up the app on your phone and send any game to your PS4 to download anywhere in the world. So if it's in rest mode, it can download the game. And that will save you so much time when you just want to play something like Control. You can take out your phone, download it. A lot of the time though, you're running out of space constantly. You might have to just upgrade the hard drive or plug in an external hard drive. The prompt comes up a lot saying, not enough space, an update came in, Rocket League, God of War updates, they always come in, and you're gonna have to delete a game or two. That'll save the problem with space congestion. This also includes 5 gigahertz speeds, so it's much faster than the regular PS4 with only 2.4 gigahertz. And the slim model also has 5 gigahertz as well. You can also kind of multitask a little bit with the controller. So if you double tap the PS button, you can switch back to the last used app or game, which is very useful. If you tap and hold the PS button anywhere, you can bring up the quick options where you can select certain modes, dim the controllers, or jump right into Spotify and start playing some of your songs, which is really convenient. And you can customize that all in the quick menu settings. You can have multiple users signed in on your account. From there, if one person has PS Plus, everybody on that user base will be able to play online for free using that PS Plus account. So that's really nice. Split screen gaming and anything like that, they can just use your PS Plus account, can start gaming online with you. And you can change any of the settings, system music, system tones, or anything like that in the settings, so you can really customize this whole console. You can fit this console in a bigger laptop bag or so, maybe a backpack, and you can take it on the road with you and play split screen gaming, local co-op obviously. Or if you just want to play a Jackbox game, that's always fun too. You can even bring, the Alienware laptop, and you can plug in the HDMI in, and you can start just playing right on the Alienware as if it was just a monitor, which comes in handy sometimes. And for upgradability, you can put in a newer SSD, which improves loading times, which is actually just in the back here. You can just pop this panel off, and you can plug in a 2.5-inch SATA SSD and speed up the system quite substantially. But as you can see, it's really easy, and there's only one Phillips head screw you need to take out, and then you slip in a brand new one. And you can easily format it properly for the PS4 system. The easiest way is just to plug in an external hard drive and play all your games through that. And just to put it back, you just slip it in the hole here, and that's how you upgrade it. So I think this machine will be able to play PS4 games and PS5 games that are cross-compatible. For the next 5 years or so, the PS3 is still supported online. You might get the occasional sport game, but this thing will still continue to be having updates and games supported on this system. Hey Google, how many PS4 consoles have been sold so far?
On website Statista.com, they say, as of November 2020, cumulative sales of Sony's PlayStation 4 gaming console had risen to more than 114 million units.
114 million units. So developers will still continually try to release games for the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. So if you don't really care about graphics too much and first-party titles, I would stick with this console. And once you pick this one up and you want to switch, all of the games are backwards compatible with the PS5. So you won't be losing out on your disc right from where you left off. All of your saves are all carried over. So if you have the money, I would suggest upgrading to the PS5, and you're future-proofed for a very long time. Where the PS4 Pro is pretty much tried and true, and you can find these guys for very cheap on the used market, but these can be pretty pricey on eBay. So you might just get the regular PS4 Pro 7200 revision. Know that it will be reliable and won't give you too many issues. It's a really capable machine. And as for the PS5, it's really hard to even find those on the market brand new. They're trying to make as many as they can. You could even wait for a mid-cycle refresh, so like a slim model or a Pro version of the PS5, so PS5 Pro. Every time they come out with a mid-cycle refresh, they do iron out the kinks of the first generation of consoles always. There's a lot of revisions over time, as these consoles sometimes can be finicky. I've really enjoyed playing games on this system, and even before that, the PS4. I had a lot of issues with lag, and it wasn't as reliable as I would like in the performance sector, or it never broke on me. But with 500 gigabytes on the original PS4 and the terabyte on this for $100 more or so, I just traded it into EB Games and they gave me this one for $100 more with a terabyte and all the extra features, hardware, components. And so if I ever switch to PS5, I'll be selling this one and move to PS5. Even on a 1080p TV, this is the best bang for your buck. You'll be getting all the upgraded components, and I've only ever had a 1080p TV, never had the 4K juiciness. I think 1080p suits this console really nicely, and when I get the PS5, then I might have to get the 4K. I'll be running the performance modes on the PS5 to get the 60 frames per second and stuff. I only run on performance mode for this. It looks very nice still on the 1080p TV. So I do highly recommend buying this system. If you have the extra money and you still have a PS3, upgrade to this system. Try to go for the 2018 model, which is the revision 7200, which I have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.